Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for being here today for our webinar, Harnessing the Power of GPT. We've got a lot of ground to cover today and very little time to do it in, so we'll be moving kind of quickly. My name is Tracy Gardner, as I mentioned earlier, the Global Marketing Director at VLink Inc., a US-based IT services company, and your host. We'll introduce our panelists in just a few minutes. Today, our host will be conducting a live demo on creating a web app in just 30 minutes. GPT is taking the business world by storm. It's got the ability to handle more complex problems, and it's evolving at lightning speed, revolutionizing the way web developers work. In this webinar, we're going to explore the incredible capabilities of GPT. We're going to write some front-end code with GPT's expertise, optimize the user experience based on AI recommendations, create a fully responsive layout for an app with trending features, and we'll show you how to host on a server using GitHub Actions. Our panelists today are VLink's Chief Digital Officer, Nitin Nijhawan, and Chief of Engineering, Nikhil Khandelwal. They will be doing the live demonstration, building the app from design concept to code and implementation. We're going to have a lot of fun. Following the demo, you'll have the opportunity to join them at a table backstage, if you so choose, to ask some individual questions. But first, just a couple of housekeeping items to take care of. We'll be playing a fun game if we have time. It's called Kahoot, and we're going to give out some free coffee. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It's really a lot of fun. I've done it in webinars before. You guys will love it if we have time. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a couple of polls. And of course, if you have any questions at any time during the webinar, just put them in the chat and we'll definitely get to them. And as I mentioned at 11:40, once the session is closed by us, you'll automatically be taken into the lobby where we'll be doing kind of a fun and different kind of thing. You'll have the opportunity to join a table backstage, kind of like a backstage pass, so to speak, to ask questions of Nitin and Nikhil following the live demo. Of course, if you want to. If you don't, you can just leave the webinar. We thought we'd start real quick with a poll, then we'll get started with the live demo. So the question is going to appear on your screen here. And the question will be, let's see, what excites you most about GPT in web app development? So we thought we'd just kind of gauge the audience interest here. Is it AI-powered automation and efficiency? Is it minimal code for complex apps? Is it personalized user experiences with GPT, or unleashing creativity and innovation in web design? So go ahead and vote. And it looks like overwhelmingly AI-powered automation and efficiency. So that's interesting. That kind of tells us, you know, where you guys are at and what you're thinking. So just wanted to kind of do the poll. And now I'm going to hand it over to Nitin and Nikhil without further ado, and they'll be developing that app live, and I'll let you guys take it away. Nitin and Nikhil, take it away.
Yes, hi. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you for the warm introduction and starting it on time. We are right on the time.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm
welcome.
Nitin. I work as Chief Digital Officer at VLink, and my role as Chief Digital Officer is to design good digital experience for our customers. When I say good digital experience, it means the analyzing user behavior on the site and understanding their nature, their psychology, and then showing products and rendering services from the platform in a seamless way so that it can be easily consumed by the customers. Now, this is for the consumer driven, but if we talk about B2B, then my consumer becomes a business, right? So how we do it at VLink is we have adopted AI into practice over the last 1 year, where we are actually leveraging what is available to help us speed up the development, use the accelerators that we have developed into our development exercise, and at the same time enhance productivity, which is very important. You will see in the demo today that an AI-backed development can actually help you improve your productivity by almost 30 to 40%, maybe at most 50%. You can get a ready to bootstrap code, which you can use to start development, especially it is applicable where you are actually developing quick, dirty microsites, say, for example, to test your proof of concept, test your product pilots, do an A/B testing to judge the market sentiments and be your customer behavior to understand what they want, what they need, how they're looking at it, where they're clicking, where they're not. Generally, Tracy is in marketing. She knows how painful it is to create a microsite, and
Yes.
they have tons of ideas to test the market, but then they always end up struggling to find right development people to get them out real quick in the market. They end up spending time not in conceptualization, and then implementation takes its own sweet time. With this AI-powered development back, you can actually develop a microsite in a day, maximum 2 days. You can up and running, you can test your pilot, do an A/B testing, understand customer behavior in a week's time, and ready to go live with your go-to-market strategy for that particular segment, for that particular feature, and see how customers are responding to it, and then change it, alter it, and then go and so on. So my role here is at VLink is to work with all of my customers across US region, North America, in Indian region, Indonesia. We are present in 4 different geographies across world. So my role is to work with them very closely to understand what they have, what they need, and then accordingly come up with solutions that we are able to deliver fast and more with more productivity. Like I said, we are leveraging tools, whatever that is required. We have our own assets developed, which we have feed into AI engines, so that is recommending us or our developers. We are training our existing strength of developers. We have around 500 developers. We are already training them on a lot of AI-backed tools so that their productivity can be improved, the quality can be improved, and the question that comes in this exercise is who owns the code, who owns the IP of it. And that's a big question, and that generally comes in play time and time again. But this code is a custom code developed. This is like you want your own custom styles, you want your own custom implementation. So really, if you have your own code fitted into it and you're not stepping into other people's shoes and careful about using what to use, what not to use, you can clearly avoid those questions. And clearly, with the advent of AI, generative AI, clearly there is a need for standardization in the process. We are too early in the AI adoption, but we'll get there. Imagine Web 2.0, Web 3.0. There are so many web versions have come. IoT, Industry 4.0. Industry evolve and adapt to this changing needs, and they will. With this,
and we're on the cutting edge of it. We're on the cutting edge of it,
actually.
yeah. And Nikhil, and you were right. Talking about developing it in a day. We're going to develop it in 30 minutes here, less than 30 minutes. So it's going to be exciting, yeah.
No, yeah, we will just do a small demo of an application. We will develop it. Nikhil, my VP engineering of our company, he will just develop it right in front of you on this demo, and we'll deploy it. It's like already I've taken 10 minutes, guys. I'm sorry. Let me just pass on to Nikhil. Nikhil, over to you. You can step on the development.
Sure. Thanks, Nitin. Thanks, Tracy. Hey, folks. I'm Nikhil Khandelwal, VP Engineering at VLink INC. So I work very closely with Nitin in creating and translating the vision of a customer and creating engineering products. So I take care of the entire engineering, at VLink, and we are very excited about the future. So right behind me, you can see that's the GPT. And it's a sea of possibility, and we are just going to explore a drop of it. Okay, let's start. I'm sharing my screen. Guys, just let me know if my screen is visible. So this is actually the part 2 of our GPT webinars that we are doing. The first one that we did was more about the chat GPT and other stuff and its capabilities and other things, limitations. And today we are to explore a bit more about it. So on the left hand, I think you can see my screen. Aja, just to confirm.
Yes, we can see it. Yes, we can see it, Nikhil.
Yes, we can see that. Yes, you can go ahead.
So this is how useful this chat GPT is. Like right from JWT, front end, AI, content, Strappy, Mongo queries. Like I have personally and my team at VLink has used like in everything. Now the recent one is like deploy code to Lambda. So we are experimenting a lot of things. Okay. So now today, the purpose why we are meeting over here is to talk about the GPT capabilities and how we can create a microsite. So for the purpose of demo, because we have limited time, we'll create a small application, a to-do application. But the things that we need to learn from this is how we need to talk to chat gpt so that we get the right things out of it, and how chat gpt respond to various things. And just like human, it definitely forgets and make mistake, don't forget that. So okay, let's start. So in a to-do standard to-do application, like what are the things? One is, okay, I can create an item, to-do item with the title and description. The second feature that we can think of it is like whatever I've created, I can see that in the list format. Perfectly fine. The third one, definitely, I should have the capability to edit that, a single to-do item that I've created. And the fourth one, okay, delete it. So the same I'm going to say to chat gpt to write a code for me. And during this entire demo, I'll not be writing a single piece of code by myself, all through chat gpt. Okay, and we are going to create this is in Next.js. It's a framework of React, which probably Nitin can talk about. But let me start with it. So I'm
Yeah,
saying to
let me just do that. Yeah, Nikhil, let me just talk people about Next.js. I don't lot of people from development background will know what Next.js is. Just for the audience sake, I'll just brief on that quick. Next.js is a framework built on top of React.js, which and it eliminates some of the limitations of web app framework, which is SEO. It makes things easy for you to implement, for developers to implement, like including an image. It does include image processing. You can also embed that. You can help it export static site, and then also it can help you in SEO, which is very important and essential component any typical web application. Over to you, Nikhil.
sure. Thank you, Nitin. Okay, so how we are going to write? Okay, write a code for a fully responsive to-do application in Next.js with with following features. First, I definitely want is user can create a to-do item with title and description. Second, user can see a list, can see the list of created to-do items. Third, we talk about was user can edit a single to-do item. And fourth, user can delete a
Yeah.
single
So
to-do.
just to let audience know and participant what Nikhil is trying to do here. Nikhil has actually constructed a well set of instructional set statements to a GPT or to an AI engine. If you carefully look the words that he has used responsive, which will make it mobile enabled. Then it says, I want it in Next.js. It means it will generate the code in Next.js compatible syntax, which is Next.js syntax and React syntax. Then it said, okay, I need a to-do item. To-do item, it means it's an item of a to-do. And it says list of to-do items. Then it's saying step-by-step instructions. One, create. Second, see the list. Third, edit the item. Fourth, delete the item. So this instruction set is very clear. So unless and until you're clear in your ask to the GPT engine or AI progressive engine, you won't be able to generate the right code fragment. I mean, that's very important to note. So you need to be very careful while you're writing your statements to AI engine. Over to you, Nikhil. I will not stop you. Go ahead.
Sure. So, okay, now we are going to send that and see the magic happens. So the beauty of ChatGPT is like it just not just give us the code, it explains each and every line, and it will always explain till like we are tired. Till the point we are tired, ChatGPT will never be tired of explaining things. So now you can see, and along with that, like see if you can see like use state, it's a React hook. It's saying me okay in pages index.js I have to put something this code use state it's using people familiar event functions written over here. So for edit it's there, for create it's there, description changes there, title changes there, handler functions, delete function is there, and it is our component. Perfect. Okay, now this is the entire description, but something happened. Like I don't know how to create a React project, Next.js project. So let me ask how to create a Next.js project. Now let's wait. I have first it says okay install Node. Yes, I have. Open terminal. I will run the following command. Okay, and this I have already done. Like once the installation is there of next step. Okay, let me create npx create next step my to do app. Let's do that. So this is my terminal already open. I go to documents, GitHub, my folder, npx create to do app. So now it's
Yeah,
asked me
so
for
right. So AI can provide instructions, but you need to have familiarity with prompts, terminals, IDEs to execute it, embed that code. AI at the moment is not at that level where it can give you a project running or a running website up and running on a domain. It is not at that level, but I'm sure that day is not far. The way the content is being ingested, the workflows are being built, you can actually deploy your whole application and click of a button or set up instruction. But right now, it generates fragments. You need to know what to ask and then assemble all the pieces together to make it running. And that's what Nikhil is doing at the moment.
yeah. So like TypeScript, ESLint no, Tailwind no, source directory no, app router no, because since we are building a simple application, now it has created. So see now if someone wants a TypeScript code with let's say and he or she doesn't know how TypeScript is written, ChatGPT is the place to go. Like I can definitely ask write me a fully responsive to do application in Next.js with TypeScript. It will give me. So let me open the code. I hope everyone can see.
Yeah, we
Okay,
can see your
let
screen.
me yeah. Let me go to my to do app. Yeah. So pages, styles. Yeah. npm run dev. Let's try to run this. Yes, everything is running fine.
So this is a boilerplate template that Next.js gave out of the box. Nothing that AI has done in this. You can find these commands online also on Next.js site. When you run it, you will get a default application of Next.js, which is a boilerplate application. But then whatever code that Nikhil generated with those set of instructions for to-do app, he will include those snippets in this application and make it running.
Yeah. So localhost 3000, it's working fine. Let's go to next step. Sorry. Yeah.
Encourage everyone to
Okay.
put
Now,
questions in case they have it. They can put questions here in the chat. We can. I'll reply it back in the background as Nikhil is doing demo. We are short of time. Nikhil, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So create a new file called index.js in the pages directory of the following code. Okay. So we are pages index.js. Let me change this. Okay. Let's see what the output is. Okay. At least something is there. We can see. Okay. Title and everything is coming. So, but now the CSS code is still not there. Let me ask, please share CSS for fully responsive application for the app above. So GPT understand, like I have been working for this context understanding. Like I'm talking about this to-do app. So now it's going to give us the CSS also. So we are going to play with CSS a little bit more. So see if you can see like media queries also written to make these things responsive. And the explanation. The beautiful part is the explanation, because I'm the one who is a little bit scared about of CSS in general. So let's put it here, save it.
Yeah.
Let me remove the other CSS that is there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So just to add here, it generated a by default CSS. You see how beautiful the app is at the moment. But in case you want to have a different style, you want to have your own theming style, you can also tell GPT or AI for that style. You can say, I need a color of code this in my header, and I wanted to create sections. In this section, I want heading in this H1 style, and give me a font style of Helvetica, and then a font family this. So you whatever you have in your mind. So whenever you have a design created in front of you, just look at the design and start narrating it top to bottom, right? What exactly you need to do. And more clear in your instructions, more and more it is better for you. More and more aligned code you will get as per your design, as per what you want to create. Go ahead, Nikhil.
so now we can see like the edit functionality is not working properly. Let's say if I do edit, everything is gone, like where my things are. So I've shared with it like edit functionality is not working properly. Please give updated code. So it has apologized. Very good of ChatGPT. Love that.
That is nice of ChatGPT. We love that.
Yeah. It has a
At least
human
it's
touch.
polite. At least it's polite,
Yeah.
right, Nikhil?
Yeah. And very humble also.
Exactly.
They are making it so smart by bringing this empathy in it. I mean, slowly you will see everything is been done with this packed engines, large language models. Just so you know, the LLM model that is running behind ChatGPT is having 6 billion parameters. And there is a one that is already in development by Meta, which has 15 billion parameters. So you can
Wow.
imagine where progressive AI is going with these inventions. And by the way, Meta project is already in research and used by a lot of universities here in the US. Not for commercial use for and public use for though as of now. Uh, Other thing that I want to add here is a co-pilot thing. GitHub has launched a co-pilot AI backed engine based on again a bit GPT, which is where they have ingested a lot of code fragments to it and trained the bot. Um, so I'll just when Nikhil is in ID, I'll show you some of the samples for it. How it generates code for you. Let him complete the application for now.
Sure.
Nikhil, if this is going to take, is this going to take some time, or is it still generating? If I was going to say we can play a game, or we can just keep going. We'll keep going.
We have generated. Let's see.
Okay.
So now. So now you see the CSS is also updated. Looks beautiful. Perfect. So now we are going to see a small demo of the what Nitin talked
Copilot
about.
thing.
Copilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Copilot. So let's say if I have to write a function, let's say write a component of, let's say, edit functionality, or let's say for to do item, write a component. So we can say, or let's say if I talk smaller things, like if I have to import, let's say I don't use this. So I just write import. See, the prompt I'm getting from Copilot is use state from React. This is what the original thing was there. So let's say if I have to do import something else, head from next head.
Yeah.
Also,
They
the
call it
beauty
they
of,
call it as like they call it as a co-programmer or pair programmer. It's actually a pair programming where somebody is watching you and telling you, oh, what to write next. You just give you suggestions and you can simply press tab to accept or reject those suggestions. And you can even write, say for example, you want to write a sorting algorithm to sort a to-do list and just populate your this particular UI with that list. You can even use Copilot to do that. I mean, to write a function for you, sort everything, and do it. And you can write
yeah.
test cases. Unit test cases is a major component these days. So you can write unit test cases using Copilot. I mean, all of these features are provided by GitHub Copilot feature, which is an AI trained engine.
So now if you can see, like I'm trying to write a function, let's say add two function, add two numbers, number one, number two. I'm just pressing the tab, enter, tab. Perfectly fine. Let's say just make it more complex. Convert UTC to local time. Okay. Enter the perfect. Uh, Anything like, okay. So it has suggested me, okay, convert local time to UTC. I'm doing tab. Perfect. It's like it's a magic in the air. GitHub Copilot. So like if I talk about the test cases also, so let's say right, let's say if there is a function, so like it's a lot of possibility. Let's say const and the title change. So it's writing everything for me. So similarly, you can write the components also. If you don't, let's say if you don't want to use ChatGPT, you can write the component with GitHub Copilot, with the help of GitHub Copilot. So 1 month, for 1 month or so, it's free. Then it's like $10 per month. So okay, now I think everything is running fine. Let me try to deploy it. So in the meantime, I think Tracy, you can do some of the works.
Sure,
You can,
yeah. Okay, and also wanted to mention, if you guys have any questions, you can put them in the chat. And I think we actually do have somebody asking a question. It says, Nitin, how can we leverage data engineering with Chat GPT?
Yeah.
Well, he's
So data engineering is nothing but a code that you generate using Python to write and process your data in your pipelines. And then Python is also supported by Copilot as a feature. So whatever you want to write, a function, Spark, or anything, you can use it to generate it.
and that we just have
How to
another
link
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to link Copilot to GitHub
Yeah,
repo.
so you go to Copilot site and just give up your GitHub ID. It will link up to your repo and it gets connected to it. There is a fee for it. I think it's around $20, um, something like that, and then you use that. You can integrate
Okay,
your Copilot in your repo.
and yes, I want to mention real quickly because someone has asked. We will send out a recording of this, and I know that we have probably about 10-15 minutes left in the demo. So I do want to. We're going to play a fun game. It is fun. It has nothing to do with ChatGPT. It's called Cahoots, and so we're going to have to stop the screen share of Nikhil real quick, and my co-host is going to have to take over Taryn. So the game is called Kahoot. And like I said, it has nothing to do with ChatGPT, but the winner is going to receive a cup of coffee. We're going to send you a gift card. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a code that's going to appear on your screen here in a second. As soon as Taryn gets the game launched, and you just put that enter the code into the chat, and then enter yourself a name. I think it's a nickname, and your name will hop on the screen, and then you can play. So we have a couple of fun questions, and like I said, we're going to give away a cup of coffee. But I don't see the game anymore. And these things always, it's live, so we don't know how they go. But Taryn, there it is. So the code is 9329827. So if you want to play, Nikhil, and probably not you guys because you're working, but 9329827. If anybody wants to play, you can jump in. It looks like we've got people jumping in. A couple of people. You just enter that code. There's a little icon on the right there in the row of icons by the chat, and it says "Fun Quiz," and you can jump in the game right there. So, okay, so let's get started with our quiz real quick. And it is time, so the quicker you answer, the better. So our first question is, how many people have walked on the moon? You can see the answers when we get it up there. How many people have walked on the moon? And it's starting in 3, 2, 1. The answers will be there. And you can choose, and the quicker you answer, the better. So choose your answer. You have 20 seconds, but like I said, the quicker you answer, the better. How many people have walked on the moon? This answer kind of surprised me. Okay, I think the time is up. And how many people walked on the moon? The correct answer is 12. Am I correct? The correct answer is 12, I believe. And I'm not sure who is in the lead, but people answered it correctly. It looks like ON is in the lead. So let's answer another quick question, and then we'll be done. True or false? Scientists believe most species on Earth live in the ocean. Scientists believe most species on Earth live in the ocean. You have a couple seconds left, true or false. And the answer is most people picked true. And I think the answer was true. So Andy got third. Way to go, Andy. We'll send you a gift card. Vishnu got second. And our number one player and the winner is ON. So congratulations to you guys. We'll send you your gift cards. Hopefully we have your emails. I'm sure we do since you're in the webinar. And Nikhil, we'll send it back to you. Thanks for playing Kahoot, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. A small fun game.
You're welcome.
Commercial timeout. It's like a break.
Commercial timeout.
So while you were playing the game, Nikhil was trying to deploy the application, and he has used Netfly. So he has used that to host it. It's like Netfly is very simple. In case you want to test your few things, you just point it to your GitHub repo, just pull the code, does a checkout, and then automatically it just deploys it. And it gives you a URL. You can use that to see that on a domain URL. But you get generally when you deploy your application using CloudFront in AWS, you just get that kind of URL because it's hosted on internet, on a cloud, and that's what you get. So that's what he is doing at the moment. Whatever the code he generated using GPT, he's just deploying it now.
Okay. So my code, whatever I did, is in the main branch. Here you can see. Now I go to Netlify. I create an account. So for the sites, import an existing project, start from a template or deploy manually. I'll import from Git. Okay. I'll import from GitHub. So there were many other options also. So I'll choose my repo is to do demo. So now this option is coming over here. Okay. Branch to deploy is the main. Perfect. Rest build command npm run build publish directly this deploy site. So now let's see. This product I've been using for many years now. It's a wonderful product to like host some of our websites, some side projects probably if you want to do something. It's a very good. So we can see the deploy log. It's working, compiling the code. Everything should
Yeah.
work.
I mean, you see similar kind of logs when you actually run your own pipelines. It just checks out code, your GitHub, your Jenkins pipeline, any other pipeline that you have built. It just check outs. I mean, build a compiled image and push it to the repo, push it to the build server or release server artifact tree, wherever it is, and then just deploy it from there. Netflix does it for all of that for you in the background. So you don't have to worry much about those things. When you're rolling out few things that quick and dirty, obviously when you have to build something, you can also use Netflix to build all of that. I mean, instead of writing of your own.
So now everything is ready. We have our sites. This one. This is the URL.
Awesome.
Yes. What happened?
You're not committed your code.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, never mind. Push it
Yeah.
now.
Blooper moment.
That's okay. It happens. And again, I'll mention here while we're waiting, you have an opportunity, if those of you in the session, to ask questions individually of Nitin and Nikhil at their individual tables here in a few minutes. When we end the session, you'll automatically just be taken to a lobby and it'll say join Nikhil's table, join Nitin's table. So feel free to just go ask it's more of a one-on-one. You can ask some personal questions. And of course, you can always contact us through VLink, and you have the information in the email. So we'd love to hear from you and get your reaction. So I do love that somebody in the chat said very interesting and enjoying you, but have to drop apologies. Would love to get a recording. So that's nice to hear. And it looks like what version of Chat GPT is this? Someone's asking.
It's 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
That was in the Q&A.
Yes, everything seems to be working fine. No more blooper expected.
That's good, Nikhil. I'm happy.
Yeah, we have finally to-do list.
Yay.
Wonderful.
Now, Nikhil, just for perspective, I mean, because I'm not a developer, so I wouldn't know, but in the past, without GPT, this would have taken a while. This would have taken a week or so, right? Like Nitin mentioned before.
Yes.
So actually, like we see that now our application is hosted. So this actually take a good amount of time for a freshers, like who are right now into industry, like people who are generally like probably the person is not good with, let's say, Next.js, or someone is not very comfortable with CSS.
Right.
But to utilize Chat GPT fully, you should be aware of the technology. Like it will give the code, but you have to understand where things can go wrong, what you are
Yes.
writing, and understand everything.
That's
So
important.
this is from my side. So we have deployed it, and it's running fine. And if anyone wants to visit, use this. Here's the link.
Awesome.
Yep.
Nice
Yeah.
job, Nikhil. Nice job, Nitin.
Thank you.
Very nice. And Nitin, if you want to say a few words, and then we can have a last poll, and then I'll send everybody into the rooms and to your tables. So thank you,
So
both of
so
you. That was
AI.
interesting.
Yeah. So AI helps you improve the productivity. I mean, that's what you have seen just now. Like what Nikhil rightly pointed. Maybe you have skills, maybe you don't have skills, but you're not limited by that now. A backend developer can be a full stack developer, and front end developer can be a full stack developer. I mean, just a terminology used in industry. Backend means the people who can code in APIs. Front end people who can code in front end. But generally, at times you have seen in enterprises and in corporate, they limit you from using uh, code snippet generated by ChatGPT just for code infringement perspective. So you need to be wary of your organization policies and rules while you're working for your own client, whether they allow it or not allow it. I mean, you need to be very careful. But we have, as a company, we signed this contract with our customers, and because we give the IP, we own the code, and we give the IP of that to our customers who work with us. So just to be aware of your corporate policies and do that. Thank you.
Great.
I think that's all, Tracy, from my side.
Sure.
We can go into
yeah, definitely. We can go into the breakout rooms. Thank you all for attending. We certainly appreciate you spending your day with us. And I will end the session, and you'll be taken into the breakout rooms. And Nikhil, thank you again very, very much. We certainly appreciate you guys. Nice job.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy, for
Thank you,
being a
Tracy,
wonderful.
for hosting.
Yep.